Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys and Magic. This is Hunter, Shane, and Steven. Say what up, guys.
What's up, nerds?
I'm not even gonna say anything.
That's
Hi.
rude. That's rude. Steven, always taking Shane's catchphrase.
That
Not
means
always.
We are back. It's another day. It's another spoiler video. Welcome back to Final Fantasy. That's right. We are talking all of these juicy spoilers from today, Monday, May 12th. We got a lot to talk about. They spoiled all of the precon decks, which they didn't actually spoil. They just dropped it out of the sky and said, here's the precons, which is very different. But yeah, we got precons to talk about. We got new cards to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. Just as a reminder, we are only going to be talking about the rares and the mythics from today. And also, when it comes to the precons, because there are so many cards from the precons, we're going to be talking about 3 cards from each precon. If you wanted to see all of them, check the link in the description for our Instagram. We post every single spoiler from every single day. So let's go ahead and get started with this first one. Ironically enough, it's called Darting Town. It is a new land that is a town that says this land enters tapped unless it's your first, second, or third turn of the game. You can tap it for a color, so you could tap it, pay 1 life, and add 1 mana of any color.
If I played a 60 card format, I'd want to play set.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is especially we're getting in September when Edge of Eternities comes out. We get rotation for standard, which we are losing the Pain lands, which is pretty huge. So this will definitely see 4 of.
dude, Painland's
Yeah.
hurt.
I mean, it's a worse version of Mana Confluence. I like it.
Yeah,
Except
I like
this
it too.
can tap for colorless.
This can tap for both. Yes.
Well, I mean,
I'm
the reason why I bring that up, I think it's pretty solid because it taps for color in the early game, and then once you're in the late game, your life starts to dwindle. You can start using it for colorless instead.
Would you play this in EDH?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Why?
Why
I
not?
mean, late game, you're drawing a tapped land.
Sure, but usually with my decks, I run beautiful decks that do the thing, and they always curve out.
You're not
Always have
wrong.
that right piece. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would play it in EDH. I
Depends
mean,
on how
it's
bad you
definitely
need
color
color fix.
fixing. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you're late game drawing this, you don't need a color fix anymore.
You're not wrong. But
I don't know.
5-color decks are pretty scary sometimes, so.
This will be a land that's over $10 just because standard. That's my guess. But let's move on. This next card is another flip card. It's called Esper Origins. It's 1 and a green for a sorcery. It says Surveil 2, you gain 2 life. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, exile it, then put it onto the battlefield transformed under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. It also has a flashback of 3 and a green. Once it is transformed, it turns into a summon. Esper Maduin, I do not know if I'm saying that correct, is a 4/4 enchantment creature saga elemental. First lore counter says reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, put it into your hand. The second lore counter, add 2 green mana. And the third and final lore counter, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn.
I'm say
Cool.
Madoon.
Maduin?
Maybe. But pretty cool card, getting a flip card on a sorcery.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So does that mean that white, blue, and black came from green?
We all came from green, Steven.
Esper Origins. Yeah, get it? um, this is interesting. Is it? I mean, seems pretty good for 2 mana just to surveil 2, gain 2, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying the whole thing is like the card is a little slow, but seems cool.
I mean, it's pretty solid. I think all of these cards so far for Final Fantasy have been really good.
What? They made Final Fantasy good?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it does help with like the set that just came out, Tarkir. A lot of cards cared about things getting removed from your graveyard. This is definitely a way to get that done. And it's obviously green, so it goes into that color pie. That's pretty good. I think it's fine.
I will say something interesting about this card though is it does transform with a finality counter, meaning if an opponent does kill this with the first lore counter, it is just gone, exiled forever.
Bummer.
Yeah,
Eh.
so it is what it is. But let's go ahead and move on. We've got another land. It is Ishgard, the Holy See, with just two E's and not an actual C. It is a land, another town, and it is an adventure. So the adventure part is Faith and Grief for 3 and 2 white. It is a sorcery. Return up to 2 target artifact and or enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand. And then once it's on its adventure, it's just the land that you can enters tapped, taps for a white. This cycle has been a banger.
It's a cool cycle,
Hmm.
yeah.
Mhm.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like these abilities.
So,
bring-
right.
You just all right.
You're playing
Yeah.
that
Bring two
strategy,
things
it's
back
pretty
from
good.
the
I mean,
grave
it's
to your
heavy.
hand.
I think it's expensive, but like an
Yeah, it's
Uriet,
very
that'd be
expensive.
sick, dude. Put 2 enchantments back in my hand, or auras, and boom, keep going.
Get your land drop.
Yeah, hit your land drop, yeah. A little
That's why
late game, but
NPFCs are so good, right? Because
yeah,
you can play them for either or. You can play both with these adventure cards.
true. Same turn.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's very expensive, and I think there are other effects that do the same thing cheaper, if not better. Uh, Granted, they're not lands, so I mean, I get that, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do like the the cycle's cool. I think being able to do something and then immediately play it as a land is sick. I think that's great. Just not huge on the fact that this is 5 mana. It just puts it in your hand.
I think the other way that I'm looking at this is that it's just taking up the 1 slot in the land department. Like you would have, like you said, those effects on other cards, but now you can consolidate it to just 1 card that's in a land slot, not, a sorcery
Yeah,
slot.
this straight up just lets you cut a land.
That's kind of cool.
Pretty cool.
All right,
Yeah.
Shane, you've convinced me to go from it's fine to it's all right.
Okay, we went up a notch. Let's go.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next card. This is Astrologian's Planisphere. It's 1 and a blue for artifact equipment that's got job select. So remember, when this equipment enters, you create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token and attach this to it. It says equipped creature is a wizard in addition to its other types and has whenever you cast a non-creature spell and whenever you draw your 3rd card each turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, equip cost of 2.
Interesting.
That seems kind of hard to get to, no?
I mean, you can draw a lot of cards in EDH, dude.
Yeah.
Whenever you cast a non-creature spell and whenever you draw your 3rd card.
So I mean, it happens both times.
Is that what it's reading, or do you have to do both?
I don't know, actually. I thought it was just one or the other. It doesn't say and or though.
It doesn't say and or.
It does say each turn, so there's that.
All right, if I have to
Yep.
cast a non-creature and draw 4 cards or 3 cards, or whatever the hell, just to get
And we
one
saw
counter.
we saw kind of a similar effect with like the Eshki Dragon Claw, where you have to cast a non-creature and a creature in the same turn. So I mean, I can kind of see that maybe you do have to do both, but that's just aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could do 1 treasure cruise though and put a counter on, I guess. But
I do want people in the comments to let me know what the Diana reference is here. It's got equip 2 Diana.
that's how
Yeah,
you equip
comment
it.
down below. Once again, we are not Final Fantasy players, so would love to hear your guys' take on this, because we don't know. Moving on, we're going to talk about the commander decks. First up, we're talking about Counter Blitz. So we got some new cards. First one, Sphere Grid. 1 and a green for an enchantment that says whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Has another ability that says Unlock Ability. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have Reach and Trample. This is my new favorite card.
Yeah.
It's so cheap too. Like it's so good.
Yeah, this card is nuts.
Dude, giving it reach and trample, that's pretty sick. Like, I was gonna say it's gonna be a big dumb beater. Nah, just kidding.
Nope, just kidding. Unlock ability. Yeah, Sphere
Unlock.
Grid. Pretty nuts. This is just, as soon as you get 1 counter, then you're guaranteed to get more counters because it's got trample, right?
Yeah, I would imagine, unless it's like a small one, but still. The
Yeah,
art's
I'm
sick,
super
too.
excited to upgrade this deck.
Yeah, that is alluding to Steven gets Counter Blitz. Yep, we have already rolled. and we will see those upgrades later down the line. We got a lot of new cards to maybe throw into these decks, so we want to wait for all the spoilers. But yep, Sphere Grid, very, very good card. I want to pick up a copy, throw it into a deck I'm making right now that cares about counters.
Even if you're
Don't
a
lie to
PO,
the people. You're gonna pick up like 7.
he goes in every single one of his decks.
Maybe, who knows?
Even if you're a PoE player, this art, it looks exactly like tech trees in PoE. How you put your points in. It's kind of clever that it's like unlocking an ability. Funny.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Wakka, Devoted Guardian, 2 green and white for a 4/4 legendary creature human warrior. It's got reach and trample and says whenever Wakka deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target artifact that player controls and put a +1/+1 counter on Wakka. And then it's got Blitzball Captain, which means at the beginning of your end step, if a counter was put on Wakka this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Waka waka. Like you said.
I think I
Wakka
might put.
Wakka.
I might have to add Concordant Crossroads to this deck.
This is very good too.
This
is
is
crazy.
sick. Not even
Yeah.
a counterplay is this
This is-
sick.
It's like, all right, it's got trample, so it's probably going to get in for damage. And when it does, guess what? Your mana rock's gone. Also, I'm growing my creature. Oh, by the way, since I grew my creature, my whole team grows.
Dude, but even if you like even if you don't do the damage and get the counter, putting a counter on him, dude. I don't care how it gets on there.
That's true. Yeah,
That's crazy.
this is a very good card too. I would throw this in the deck I'm making out as well.
I mean, this could be a cool commander on its own.
Yep. Yes, it definitely could. I'm excited to do these commander grades when we get to them. It's going to be good. Speaking of
Here's
commander grades,
+1/+1 counters. A.
Speaking of legendary creatures, we got one more card to talk about from Counter Blitz. It's Sin Unending Cataclysm. It's 5 green and a blue for a 5/5 legendary creature, Leviathan Avatar. It's got flying, it's got trample, and it says as it enters, remove all counters from any number of artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Sin enters with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is twice the number of counters removed this way. And then when Sin dies, you put its counters on target creature you control, and then shuffle this card into its owner's library.
Jesus.
Okay.
That's a cool one too, right?
This deck is gonna get big.
That is a cool one too. It is yeah. Lots of counters. This will grow pretty heavily.
It's like
I'm here.
like another Ozolith kind of.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, when it dies, it's just like, oh, I'm not dead. I'm just going back in the deck.
That and you can just pile all your counters onto this guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, my
And
counters
all these cards are from Final Fantasy X. Forgot to say that in the beginning. So I have no
best
idea
one,
about
dude.
this either. The best one, is it? People
I have no idea.
might differ from you. Comment
I'm
down below
sorry,
what's
that
your
was
favorite Final Fantasy.
controversial. I'm gonna stir up some drama.
Ooh. Let's move on. We got another deck to talk about. This one's Limit Break. Cares about the number 7. This is all Final Fantasy 7 cards. This first one we're talking about is Aerith Last Ancient. 2 green and white for a 3/5 legendary creature human cleric druid. It's got lifelink and it has raise, which means at the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gained 7 or more life this turn, return that card to the battlefield instead.
Aerith is okay.
Seems easy.
Seems very easy to do. Gaining 7 life is just like, okay.
3/5 is pretty good.
Yeah, 3/5 lifelinker. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Just attack, probably not die.
Probably not die.
I like it. It's very cool.
Recursion.
And this is the right here, right now. I need to know I did everything I could. I think this is the person that just gets absolutely destroyed.
Right here. Right now.
Good song.
Right here. Right now.
Fatboy Slim. Let's move on to another card from Limit Break. This is Avalanche of Sector 7. 2 and a red for a star 3 legendary creature human rebel. It's got menace and it says Avalanche of Sector 7's power is equal to the number of artifacts your opponents control. And then whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact they control, Avalanche of Sector 7 deals 1 damage to that player.
Well, I will say, first thing I thought when I saw this card, and I'm gonna get roasted in the comments, but I just look like I'm about to watch a new season of Fortnite.
I was gonna say the same thing, dude. You
That's
won't get
pretty funny.
roasted. It looks like it.
This card is powerful. I mean, everybody has mana rocks. This is going to be a very, very big card. It's got Menace of the Evasion. Going to hit in pretty frequently. And hey, if you tap your mana rocks, you're taking damage.
I was gonna say, yeah. Typically they say, unless it's for a mana ability, but that doesn't happen here. You're
Doesn't
screwed.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna build this as a commander. I'm just gonna make it where the deck just gives everybody Power Stone tokens.
Dude,
There you go.
it's gonna be a group hug.
Yeah.
Group hug. Oops.
Group constrict.
How many treasures do you want? You're about to die.
Go ahead. Use them. I dare you.
Use them. Talking about the final card from Limit Break, it is Barrett, Avalanche Leader, 2 red and a green for a 4/4 legendary creature human rebel. It's got Reach, it's got Avalanche, which means whenever an equipment you control enters, you create a 2/2 red rebel creature token. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target rebel you control. So this reminds me of Mirrodin, because that's literally the abilities. You're making 2/2 rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
For Avalanche.
For Avalanche. Yes, the same people we just saw in the background.
Hell yeah.
Fortnite.
I mean, it's cool.
Or Duke Nukem.
You get to equip stuff for free.
Yes, you do. That is a powerful effect. Have we seen that in Gruul? I don't know. It's usually a white effect, isn't it?
Yeah, or Captain America.
Yes, Captain
Trying
America
to think.
does that. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's very cool. But yeah, once again, powerful cards coming out of this set.
Oh.
Next up, we're talking Scions and Spellcraft. That's right. It's the one Shane will be upgrading. This is Ardbert, Warrior of Darkness. 1 white and a black for a 2/2 legendary creature spirit warrior. It says whenever you cast a white spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on each legendary creature you control. They gain vigilance until end of turn. And whenever you cast a black spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on each legendary creature you control. They gain menace until end of turn.
I'll make
Yeah.
sure
If my parents named me Ardbert, I want to be the Warrior of Darkness too.
Ardbert.
just cast stuff that's white and black and do both.
That's exactly right. Get 2 counters, vigilance, menace.
That's pretty sick, dude. Damn.
Yeah, this is a very cool one. Final Fantasy 14. This one is.
Oh, the best one.
All of them are the best one. What do you think of this card, Steven? This is pretty nuts, right?
Ardbert.
I think he's hung up on the name.
Yeah, I'm really hung up on the name. It is really good. I think anytime you have a card that cares about casting certain color pips and magic and being able to do both of them in the same card, I think is going to be really good. Menace, vigilance, and basically 2 +1/+1 counters. The board state's going to get insane. Plus, this is put a +1/+1 counter, period, and then the end of turn thing. So those +1/+1 counters are here to stay, and I love it.
And maybe you're playing a bunch of legendaries, dude. So it could be a lot of creatures, not just him.
Could be a lot of creatures. Moving on to another card from this deck. It's Champions from Beyond. It's X and 2 white for an enchantment. It says when this enchantment enters, you create X 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens. It's also got Light Party, which means whenever you attack with 4 or more creatures, you scry 2, then draw a card. It also got Full Party, which means whenever you attack with 8 or more creatures, those creatures get +4/+4 until end of turn.
Win more, dude.
This is definitely one of those win more cards, and I'm here for it because I like to see X in the mana cost for enchantments.
Yeah. What's the
never
other?
broken.
Isn't there another enchantment that does the similar thing at the top part, where you can like pay into the X and make a bunch of 1/1s?
Sure.
I mean,
there's a
White
couple of those
Suns,
effects.
Twilight, White Suns, Zenith.
Yeah, there's an enchantment that does it too,
Those are
though.
sorceries. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
can't
I
either.
know, but whenever there's an X enchantment though, they seem pretty powerful.
Oh yeah, dude.
What's the Naya commander Jetmir? This would go nuts in Jetmir.
Yeah, this would go nuts in any kind of tokens matters. Because you were gonna have quite the party, full party,
The full one,
pretty quickly.
not a light one.
hmm
This
I
just
like how you can-
screams Sorry,
You
go
get
ahead.
both. You
You
get
first.
both triggers on this.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah, you do.
You
That's
get the
cool.
full party. You get both triggers. Yep.
Huh.
Pretty good.
Yeah, this screams Fortnite loading lobby.
Dude,
Okay.
you're just on
You're gonna
Fortnite
get
today. You want to go play?
You're just gonna get roasted in these comments. Let's
Yeah.
move on. This is Tataru Taru. I assume 1 and a white for a 0/3 legendary creature dwarf advisor. When it enters, you draw a card, and target opponent may draw a card. And then Cyan's secretary means whenever an opponent draws a card, if it isn't that player's turn, you create a tapped treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn.
This is pretty niche.
Put it in my Bumble
It's very
flower.
niche, but yes, Shane, you are
Huh.
putting this in any kind of hey
Group hug deck.
here,
Yeah.
we're here to have a little fun together.
Here's my peace offering. Be my friend. The bummer's only
Tataru
once each
Taru.
You
turn.
can have a card, and I'll have mana.
Yeah. The bummer's
Yeah.
only one each turn though, dude.
It is only once each turn. It
okay.
is tapped treasure.
It's slow, slow, slow.
It is an ETB effect.
They put all the constraints.
They did. It's a little tiny card.
True.
Let's move on to the last deck we're talking about. This is Revival Trance. It is first card, Setzer, Wandering Gambler, 1 black and a red for a 2/2 legendary creature human rogue pilot. Says when Setzer enters, create the Blackjack, a legendary 3/3 colorless vehicle artifact token with flying and crew 2. And whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, flip a coin. Whenever you win a coin flip, you create 2 tapped treasure tokens. You know,
Tapped.
just as a just as a coin flip deck, though, I feel like this might go in it just because, hey, it's just whenever you win a flip, you're making stuff.
Let me
You
see that
tap
Krark's
stuff.
thumb.
Mhm. That's right. It's pretty cool.
It's all right.
I don't know
Okay,
anything
it's
about this
alright.
card. Yeah, I mean, I've already been a proponent of vehicles aren't that powerful, so I don't really see this being powerful. But hey, flip a coin. Moving on to Cyan, Vengeful Samurai, 6 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature human samurai. Does this spell cost 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard? Got double strike, and whenever 1 or more creature cards leave your graveyard, you put a +1/+1 counter on Cyan.
That's a spicy one right there.
I agree. I mean, I feel like this is pretty easy in those kind of self-mill strategy, especially in these colors, because Revival Trance, as you know, also has black in it. We just talked about one. So easy to fill up your grave, easy to get this down for 1.
I was just saying, because you call them Cyan.
Cayenne,
Pepper, dude?
spicy. Yeah, it's Cyan probably, but
Like the color.
We don't.
yep,
We don't know
the
these
pepper of the color.
characters. Okay.
This card sucks, and if I were my deck, I would remove it immediately.
Whoa.
Whoa,
That's
I'm
a
gonna say it.
That's a hot take.
that is a hot take. Wow. Sorry to any cayenne peppers out there.
Cyan
But,
peppers, dude.
Yeah, quite the take. Quite the take.
Yep. Call it spicy. I'm here.
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a cool card. But let's go ahead and move on to the final card we are talking about today. It is once again from the Revival Trance deck. It is Kefka, Dancing Mad. 5 black and a red for a 6/6 legendary creature human wizard. It says during your turn, Kefka has indestructible. And at the beginning of your end step, exile a card at random for each opponent's graveyard. You may cast any number of spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana costs. Then each player who owns a spell you cast this way loses life equal to its mana value. Interesting card.
Expensive.
7 mana.
Yeah,
6.
but it's a good effect.
Great
It is a good
effect.
effect. Yeah.
Oh,
You're
I mean,
just
I
like,
guess
I'm
yeah.
gonna take your cards and you lose life because of them.
It's one of those things where, like, hopefully your opponents are playing good spells. I'm sure they are.
Did you just try and pose like Kefka there?
I was just saying, take their cards and play them. Ha ha ha.
Who was?
I'm here. I'm here for this card. It's expensive, but I'm playing it in any kind of those thievery decks.
Yeah, I think if I get to do the thing one time, I'm dancing happy.
Like
Hey,
Kefka?
and This will do it on your turn, right? So
Mm-hmm.
got indestructible.
It happens immediately.
Yep, this definitely has indestructible. It's gonna get exiled.
Maybe. But Final Fantasy VI is all these cards are from. But
Yeah, that's the best
that is
one,
going to
dude.
do it. That the best one as well. That's going to do it for us today. I hope you guys liked these Final Fantasy spoilers. Once again, if you did like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you're staying up to date with its Final Fantasy spoilers. So don't want to miss all these cards. If you wanted to see all the other cards we didn't talk about, including the commons and uncommons, as well as the entire kind of brand new cards from these decks, check the link in the description for Instagram. Follow us on those. Follow us on that, and also all the other links to all of our social media accounts. Comment down below. What was your guys' favorite card that we talked about today? Let's go around the table, talk about our favorite cards. We will start with Shane.
I'll be biased. I'm gonna pick the card that was in my upgrade deck. That Ardbert Dark. One Steven loved.
Ardbert, Warrior of Darkness. That's
That card
good
is
pick.
sweet.
How about you, Steven?
I don't really have a favorite card, but if I have to pick one, Sphere Grid. And you can go ahead and say the same thing there, Hunter.
I am going to.
You
Sphere
stole
Grid
that.
is definitely my favorite card we talked about today because 2 mana enchantment that does that, very good in my opinion. But yeah, that's going to do it for us today. On the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, please check the link in the description down below and consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Aaron Hill,
Brian Ganella,
Daryl Tripp,
Marion Turner,
Doc Jerome,
Jimmy Ward,
Kevo,
Larry Killian.
Thrifty, PSGR.
and Tim K.
You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye-bye.
You just taking all my shit today. Bye bye.